Okay, we live. Okay, what's good, future millionaires? We back with another banger. I'm December DeMarco, Fortune 500 marketer, here to share my insights of the market with y'all to hopefully help y'all become better informed investors. Man, salute to y'all for pulling up on the channel. Make sure you hit that thumbs up like button for the YouTube algorithm, and do not forget to subscribe. So we are here today with a very special stream. I got some special guests in the building as well. So I want to say shout out to the Vote Army. I see y'all in the comments already got it voted up. It is just ridiculous right now. But we're going to get into this AMA. I asked y'all on Twitter, what questions did you want to ask the team? And that's what we're going to get into. Also, we have a $1,000 giveaway to do during this stream. So we'll get into that. And, it's just going to be a good time, man. So I want to say, shout out to my guests already. I'll add them in and we'll get this started. So first off, we got Pablo in the building, man. Salute to Pablo.
What's up, man? What's up? It's a pleasure to be here. I'm a huge fan myself. I love your show, man. Love Vegas. Everything is cool. So I'm excited, man. It's going to be fun.
That's what's up, man. I'm definitely, appreciating y'all taking the time to be here, man. So let me add in Power as well, man. We got Power in the building. Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you for pulling up.
What's up? What's up, December? What's up, December DeMarco, man? I've been waiting for a very long time for this, man. I'm a big fan of your show. I'm a big fan of your technical analysis, and I'm just happy to be here, brother. Happy to be here, man.
That's what's up, man. You know what they say, man. It's a treat when investors meet, man. So we're about to get into this. So
yes,
shout out to the Vote Army in the comments. I definitely see y'all comments, man. Make sure if you haven't yet, you drop some. Also, if you're catching this later on the replay, man, show us some love. Vote the comment section as well, just to let everybody know how strong the Vote Army is. And this is, a first that we had on the channel, long overdue to get this AMA in. So, I'm just overall excited to be in here. So first off, we'll start off by, y'all introducing, yourselves and, how y'all got into Vote, and then we'll get into some of the community questions. So let's start off with you, Pablo.
Well, first of all, I got involved in Volt the third or fourth hour after it launched, back in December 19. Yeah, so some lady came to my YouTube channel and just pointed it out, asking me if I heard of Volt. I was like, Volt? What is that, So I got on Dex Tools. I was like, all right, I'm going to check this out. I got on Dex Tools, and dude, it was wrecked. Dude, this thing was like down like 95% after launch. It was destroyed. And I'm looking at it like, oh, man, this looks like another pump and dump, something that just comes and goes, You know what I'm talking about. So I'm looking at it. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to join the Telegram. So I joined the Telegram, and everybody's freaking out, man. Where's the docs developer? Where's the Certic paper? It was just going crazy. And Boltoshi's just chilling at the time. His name was Voltmaster, right? Voltmaster. So he was there like, hey, guys, just relax. Everything will be fine. I got big plans for this project, blah, blah, blah. Just so calm. And I'm just sitting in the background just watching Boltoshi talk to these crazy people, man. They were going crazy on him. Open the voice chat. Open the voice chat. It was wild. It was like freaking the Sioux, man. It was crazy. So he finally opened the voice chat. Everybody got on there. I got in there, and everybody was just complaining. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'll hang out. So I decided to just buy the floor. I was like, I'm gonna load up a full Ethereum on the floor. It was close to $5,000 at the time, So I was like, I'm just gonna throw some money at it, see what it does. And I reached out to Boltoshi in the background. I was like, hey man, I think I can help you with this project. I like what you're doing here. I like the way you handle these individuals. And he's like, well, I've been waiting for a guy like you, so let's get it going. And ever since then, man, every day working with Boltoshi.
That's what's up, man. It's very powerful. So that just, I want to highlight on, a part of your story, it started off, he felt, a little uncertain, still doubtful about the project. But guess what he did that, was able to, keep him moving forward. He did his due diligence. That's what I try to tell y'all. You have to look for yourself. So even if a project can, if you're hearing about it, if it's making noise, it's worth checking out. Don't just go FOMO into it. Go talk to the team. That's one thing that I really like that you said. You actually spoke to Botoshi. That's what, a lot of people, don't do. Before you invest into a project, see how responsive the devs are. If they're really in tune with the community, that's a good sign right there. So that was a excellent entry into this this token right here, man. So glad to hear that. Power, if you want to share your story with us.
Oh man, my story. What a special story. So
It's great. I love the story.
yeah, man. I've been investing in the crypto over 5 years now. First started in stocks. Been in stocks for a good 3 years, trading stocks. Got into crypto back in 2017, 2018. So I've been trading for a while. I made a lot of, I made a lot of big moves in Shiba. That was one of my big, huge moves that actually got me going. Uh, uh, Made about I was able to turn $8,000 into 300,000 in Shiba. Got into Saitama early at the time. Made some decent money there. Then I got into Sinja as well. Made some decent money, and then Volt arrived. So what happened with me is I I actually got into a rug pull prior before vote, and I actually lost 30K. Right, I lost 30K. First time losing that amount of money. Right, lost 30K. One of my homeboys was telling me about vote. He's like, "Hey man, you need to check vote out. I understand you got rug pull at the time, but this can be a way you can make that money back." So he told me to go check out the Telegram. Went into Telegram. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt at the time. Came in, asking for the dev, asking for the Surtech audits. Hey man, hey, I lost 30K. So, so at the time, my trust was kind of broken at the time. That was my first time losing that huge amount of money. And then Pablo Crow told me to come into the VC, and we started chatting it up, talking about the project, and he started explaining to me the goals, some of the things that him and Vitoshi was trying to accomplish. And one of the goals was I understand you got into Shiba. Why don't we make our own Shiba here? So after that pitch, I was locked in. Then I came in and dropped 10K at the bottom. When it was at about I think it was at about 1.2, 1.3 million market cap, Pablo, when I came in.
Yeah, I was
Came
about
in. Yeah, about there. Came in, and I was sold after that, man.
Jeez.
So yeah, that's my story, man.
So another very powerful story, and what I want y'all to take from that right there is, hear how he said, he went down 30K. You know what I'm saying? To some people, that would be, enough of a sting to, scare them away. But, sometimes you have to put some skin in the game. That's how you end up taking it even more serious and really, learning from your mistakes. When you put some skin in the game, it's like almost pay to play, or you're paying for your education in one way, and it will make you appreciate what you're learning a lot more to be able to take it serious. And that's why we see him with the success that he has in it right now. So I want y'all to take some bits from their stories, their journeys, and apply it to yourself. And think about if you were faced with a time like that, and did you take the time with a token to do your due diligence, or have you lost out on an amount of money, and did it make you feel a type of way? If so, then look at their stories for some inspiration, man. So appreciate y'all for sharing that with me. My audience, my followers, my supporters, they know my story, but share a little bit with y'all. So I got a corporate marketing background, eventually investing into stocks. I normally day trade stock options, real big on Tesla. Made a lot of money during the pandemic time with, I got in Tesla early, basically. I first got into, best friend told me about Bitcoin when it was 11 cents. Now, if to me, I'm I'm young. I'm like, man, I don't know. I never heard of nothing like this. Sounds like a scam. I'm like, I'm good. He like, let's just throw $100 in there. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm cool. So we see it go to, over time, it eventually, $5 Bitcoin, eventually $100 Bitcoin. I'm like, oh, damn, we missed it. Eventually $500 Bitcoin, like, damn, we missed it. Eventually $1,000 Bitcoin, like, damn, we missed it. Eventually $5,000 Bitcoin. It's like, okay, at what point do we, finally start, looking into this and, trying to take it serious? So I eventually, I dabbled around with it, bought and sold a little bit of Bitcoin here and there before then, but I'm officially holding my first Bitcoin that I got since 2018 still. So, been in the markets for a little while. And then that pushed me more into stock investing. And I kind of liked the feel of stock options trading, lost some money in there, just like how Power said in the beginning. Well, made some money, you know how you get confident in the beginning, think you know what you're doing once you get a couple lucky runs and, you start to go a little too heavy. And, I did one of those ones and I ended up losing a decent amount of money, documented that whole journey with my people. That's why they rock with me so hard. Showed them, eventually we were able to, get into these books here. That's what made me put some skin in the game, to really, stop taking it like a joke and, learned. And then after that, I was able to understand the charts and it all became extremely clear to me. Of course, nobody has a crystal ball where, or will be trillionaires already, but, it helped me, basically become better informed in my trading. So I took that and then started more of day trading other cryptocurrencies, got into ETH real early, Bitcoin. And then eventually that led me into the meme coins. Once, all that took off, got into SHIB early, made some, nice money in that. And also sharing it with other people, helped a few others create 6 and 7 figures through SHIB. And now we're here, ended up Vote coming to me, some of the community members, I'm not sure exactly who, but they're like, check out Vote. I'm almost thinking it's like one of these spam tokens.
Yeah.
I'm like, here we go with this. Like, I'm just ignoring it. But then I finally check it out. I'm like, okay, let me check this Vote out. I look into it. I see everything, that it's saying. I look at the community. And once I seen it, like, these aren't spammers. These are real people. They're serious. And that's one of my strongest indicators. To my people watching, I tell them it's the community indicator. You look at the community, see how they are, because the community is what can, push a project regardless of what's happening. As you see what's happening with us right now, we got a strong dev, but also a strong community. So, that's how, I got into Vote, and I've been in it since around, I think February. So I dropped my first video on it January, sometime right around there. Then started to do my due diligence, look into it, and then pulled the trigger right after that. Once I seen, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be one of those. And it reminded me a lot of SHIB in the early time.
I agree.
So that's why I'm like, okay, even from the Votoshi style, it was real reminiscent of everything that was taking place, during that early time. So I'm like, okay, this might be another one. And obviously y'all know as well, we smacked this one off the park. So
oh yeah.
Oh, we're gonna send this one big, man. We're gonna send it big.
Oh yeah.
Are you wearing your necklace? Your Shiba Bolt necklace?
Oh, yeah.
Look at it, man.
Let me show y'all. This is I got a couple friends. A lot of people ask me like, what's going on, and when they see that I'm this committed, they have no choice. I don't like to say it, but I can. Some people, my family, friends, they get into projects that I check out. But yeah, we got
look at that.
Well, first off, we got the big boy baguettes in there. Y'all know what time it is with that. But
look at that.
Y'all see those Shiba Inu, hashtag Vote Inu, and of course, investing is cool because my overall mission is just to spread the power of investing and how you can make your money work for you. It takes time. Time in the market beats trying to time the market, but a little bit can go a long way, if you with diamond hands and also just doing your due diligence, But yeah, I represent everywhere I go. Y'all, I seen y'all checked out I got the car wrapped and stuff. A lot of people taking pictures already, asking questions about it.
That
thing is good looking, man. It looks so clean. I like how you did half of it Shiba and half of it Volt. Like when you flip it. It's cool,
you got to represent, and then Shiba also, has that brand recognition that everyone is familiar with right off the bat. Well, not everyone. You'll be surprised. Not that many people, but the ones that know. But once they see that, and then they can correlate it like, oh, okay, that also must be another cryptocurrency as well.
That's some great marketing there with you, man. That's some great marketing for you to include Shiba as well, because the first thing they're going to see is Shiba. Okay, What's the other crypto? Volt? Okay, let me go check this out because I mean, is it similar to the SHIB? So that's some great marketing there on your part, man. Smart move.
Brilliant, brilliant. I mean, at the end of the day, just like Shiba used Dogecoin as marketing.
Yes.
It's a great way to use Shiba as marketing for us. It's beautiful.
And naturally, a lot of the people in my channel, they are Sheep Army, so they support Vote, genuinely. So it just automatically kind of goes just hand in hand. It's like, okay, let's do this then.
Oh, that's pretty dope, man. That's pretty dope. Oh yeah, we lost him.
Handling business, man. Handling business.
Get that charger real quick.
Oh,
but yeah, man. So we got it's very interesting. Y'all in the comments, I will be going through every single comment. I want y'all to also share your story in the comment section. We'll of course once we get the appropriate time, we'll go through a few of them. But after this stream, I'm gonna definitely go through every single one of them. But I want to know y'all Volt story as well. Share it to hopefully inspire others as well. Of course, overall markets are correcting right now, but we've all seen the power of Volt and what it can do. And right now, it's just an opportunity for us, like I tell you all the time, to take advantage of this dip. The markets are, giving us a chance right now. And in a few months to however long it takes, these prices you're going to be feeling, you're going to be looking at yourself and just wishing that you would have bought more. Like, why didn't I buy more? Now, remember, none of this is financial advice, more financial education, entertainment, whatever you want to call it. But, I want to, keep it real with y'all. Right now is the time to take advantage. This is what the people, the smart money, investors are doing. We just seen there's an investor with, Sheep holding almost $500 million in Shiba Inu, and they're still accumulating more during this time. Why? Because they know what's up. They know the markets are going to rebound. And when we get that pullback like we're seeing right now, eventually things are going to take off. And Volt will most definitely, I believe, be in the forefront of, those tokens that are, leading the pack. So load up, man. That's all I can say.
Man, I love his take, Pablo. Hey, Pablo Crow. Now you see what I'm talking about, Pablo. When I was talking about the wealthy understand how to make money in the bearish market and also take advantage of the bullish market. Now,
well, think about it. You know how people are always asking, do I have enough Volt? And you have this Shiba investor with $500 million and he's still buying more Shiba. You know what I'm saying? So you never ever have enough. You never do.
Agreed.
If you truly believe in the project, you will never have enough. And that's just the facts. At the end of the day, when Volt's sitting at 100 billion market cap, you're gonna be thinking like, holy crap, I'm glad I made $1 million. I'm glad, but if I would have put more than a couple $100, imagine what I would have made. Imagine what I would have done. And you always beat yourself up for making those choices of going cheap on yourself. That's just what it is. You're just going cheap on yourself. Because I know you guys spent $1,000 on fireworks. Come on. We saw that shit light up. We saw it.
Man.
Power? You know what's funny, Power? I was the only guy in my whole neighborhood that didn't buy fireworks. I was the only one. I didn't buy any fireworks. I was like, you know what? All my neighbors have nothing better to do than buy fireworks. So I'm just gonna invest my money. So I took my lawn chairs to the front of the street, and I watched free fireworks all night long, and all my money went into Volt on this last dip.
Yeah, man. I did a similar thing with my son as well. I only spent close to $80 on fireworks. That's it. Yeah, but again, I like what December DeMarco just said. Is the fact that the wealthy and the rich take advantage of the bearish and the bullish market. They don't care what the market looks like. There's always an opportunity to make money. And that's the keys. That's the keys to it, guys. When you see Bitcoin doing a correction, that's the time when you go in, right? When you see Shiba doing the correction that it's doing, that's the time you go in. You don't hesitate. Put 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. And I promise you, within 6 to 7 months, you're going to see that investment increase tremendously. So
And I
I
just want to
concur
add,
with you, brother.
I just
Concur.
want to add one thing. Warren Buffett, one of the greatest investment streaks throughout our time, but he says when the market is fearful, be greedy. And when the
Yes.
market is greedy, be fearful. Right now,
Yes.
the fear index in the market is extremely high. I mean, we have people panicking, selling left and right. Look how far down the overall market is. This is the time to be absolutely greedy. Now, I always like to say, never risk more than you're willing to lose, because you don't want to put money in and then you put the rent money in, or the mortgage money or whatever, utilities, emergency money, and now you have to sell it for a loss because you're panicking that the price isn't moving up at the speed that you want it to. Dollar cost average. If you have a certain amount, invest biweekly, or once a month, or once a week if you're more aggressive, or you can take advantage every time you see a significant dip, and that's how you're really going to come up. But everybody doesn't have the same extra funds to play with. So during this time with a bear market, you should be increasing your education. You should be trying to increase your streams of income, so that way you can take advantage of these prices that we see in front of us, and also looking at your portfolio for the tokens and the coins that you believe in the most, and taking advantage of those sale prices that we're seeing. What are you going to do? Wait until we're back at all-time high prices and then have to FOMO in
That's
on
a
top
long
of
time.
everybody else? You're not going to like that. That's when people try to say coins are a scam, or because they don't understand technical analysis. They can't
Yes.
interpret what the chart is saying, and knowing like, okay, this is a high point right now. These are the people that are buying in later. And that's what for y'all that might be new to the channel, that's what we teach over here. I try to that's kind of the little different mix I try to provide into the meme coin space, providing a little TA. When I first came into it, everybody was like, technical analysis doesn't work for crypto. I'm like, damn, I could have swear it's a chart. I could see what it's saying right here. But once we began to show it, you can see it, some of the Shiba Inu breakouts we timed perfectly. Like that's how we were able to really run it up like that. And we showed that it is possible. Of course, crypto is a lot more volatile. There's a lot more catalysts and different things that can affect with crypto. But you can still know that right now is you can use Bollinger Bands and determine that it is the price is extremely high right now for the time, and let it to pull back. You can use your Fibonacci retracement tool to understand where the price is likely to find support again. And when you understand those things, it can be game changer for you. So just really understand, learn, educate yourself, so that way you can be a better informed investor, and you could really do your dance during this time. You could really get it in, and you'll see clearly that Volt is one of the stronger projects that is going to turn around. Already we're voting right now, but honestly, I think with the developments that are coming, the way that we're steaming ahead, I think Volt can be likely one of the triggers of the next bull market, because it's like it's literally not stopping. Like I don't really get to communicate with too many people y'all face to face on my thoughts on Volt, but man, I'm extremely voltish on this one, because this is like easy money to me right now, especially at these prices. Of course,
Yes.
I
I love this guy, Pablo.
I love how he said that, Power. Look,
Yes.
he's not in the Telegram. You never see him on the VC talking to these guys. He's looking at Volt from the outside in. He's looking at it from the outside in, and
Yes.
he can put all this together, knowing this is going to be huge from what he's seeing, from the actions, the activity, the community, all this stuff that you see from the outside in is what's gonna, like he said, this might be the trigger to the next bull cycle.
I definitely believe so. Like you can see, I already have a few things charted up. We even timed that last breakout. I called it was an excellent time to get in around here, and that was a 83% gain from just that time. But we're even further beyond that point now. So but technical analysis, it definitely helps. Because now you can even increase your bag size. Instead of, let's say you had 10K that you wanted to put into a project overall, if you understood how to catch the dips on the chart, you can increase your position size, versus just loading up and just buying it at the top and getting less coins or tokens than you would if you would have understood this information that's being presented to us. So
I agree with you 100%. December DeMarco, but I can say that a lot of the technical analysis is really going to come into play once the corporate money starts to come in. Once that corporate money starts to come in, you can really use the You can
Yeah, it
really
gets
use your
easier to spot out
technical skills. Correct. It's easier.
those supply and demand zones get a lot easier
Yes.
to interpret once you start seeing smart money. Usually that's
Correct.
what I like to do. I like, when it comes to stock options, I like to invest or trade with smart money. So I wait for smart money to be activated, and I just wait for that pullback and catch the ride with my feet up with smart money. You know what I'm saying? And
That's right.
it's not 100% strategy, but if you can follow smart money, why have to do the hard work? Just identify where they're entering in on the chart. Like we could see, ridiculous, this candle right here, we're on a 4-hour chart. This is a
That long
ridiculous candle right
you
here.
see right there. That was
So
smart money.
so for that candle to come in right at that dip, that we, even though we're pulling back into this is extreme buying area right here. This is an opportunity. Why? Because this much smart money came in right here. You're getting a discount cheaper than what even some of these people that bought after this point were able to get. So why wouldn't you follow this smart money right here? It's not financial advice. I'm just telling you, connect the dots. But this is a major dip. You even see the pullback that we see right here finding support. Price is almost at that same point again. Now, it doesn't always give you that. Sometimes it can make a higher low, but just being able to identify and just even get bigger discounts when you're buying is extremely powerful.
That's right. And like I'm to piggyback on what you just said. That big buy came in at the 7,600 Satoshi units, right? So therefore, everybody that's buying in right here at the 8,800 Satoshi units have nothing to worry about, because basically this big buyer would have to sell for this thing to dip. So as long as he's holding his bag, you're good. You can keep buying right at that level.
And
one thing I like to say, I want to just add real quick. I like to say smart money likes to protect his money.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So even if it pulls back, smart money sometimes will inject more funds in there to not disrupt this position.
That's right.
That's exactly that's what some people call chart manipulation, but people don't realize that the chart manipulation is good for a project. It's something that has to happen because, for example, if you're a top holder, right, it's in your best interest to make sure that this project progresses because you have a lot of money invested, right? So you're going to come in and say, you know what? I'm going to throw another 50 grand on this project to get this thing rolling again. People call that chart manipulation. Like you said, that's smart money making moves. That's
one thing you got to understand, guys, everybody that's watching, I know a lot of people in the crypto communities, they believe in, diamond handing and holding all the way. But you got to remember, everyone is not you and everyone doesn't have the same strategy that you have. So there will always be some traders. There's a difference between investors and traders. Traders are going to trade. They're going to, buy low and sell high. So you just have to understand that. But what you can do is identify where traders are likely to buy in and where they're likely to sell. And you can use that information in your benefit. Now, if you know that traders are likely to add to their position at this dip, why wouldn't you step in with them? If you know that the price is blasting up and traders are likely to sell at that point, then most likely a pullback is coming. And so now you don't have to have a heart attack because you see the chart dropping. You can just understand this is a natural correction. There has to be, there's impulses and corrections. That's the way it goes, So
it is the way it goes. I completely agree with you. And then to talk about the diamond hand situation, right? You don't diamond hand everything. Understand this, all right? People get this misconstrued.
Yeah,
right?
They get it wrong.
Yeah, they get it all wrong. You only diamond hand great projects. Like, for instance, Vote. It has a huge community. I mean, I remember when I came into this project back in December 22nd, right? That Telegram following was probably sitting at about 500, 400 followers. Now 6 months later, I mean, it's sitting at 66K followers, 66K followers, over 50K holders. So that's something you look at, right? So that's telling you that this right here is a strong community. That's telling you that in the next build cycle, this is going to be the project that everybody is going to come rushing toward to. That mean that Vote's going to be the project where everybody's going to put their money into, right? And like we like to say, out season, correct? December DeMarco, out season, right? So this is the project. This is the project where you go in, put your 10, 20K in, and you leave it there. You leave it there. Yeah, buy some of the dips. Buy some of the dips. But whatever you do, don't sell too much of your bag because that's when you lose out, right? The key is, for instance, right? If you look at Bitcoin, I remember back in 2010, 09, during my sophomore year, Bitcoin was like sitting at about Uh, what? 11 cents,
Jesus.
10, 9 cents. And then you piggyback now, right? Present time. All of those buyers that held in diamond handed Bitcoin are living it up. They're living it up. Life changing money. So you can't be so quick to sell your whole bag. Only with good projects like a Shiba, like a Volt, like a Doge, like a Bitcoin, like an ETH, or else even Polygon, right? I remember Polygon. I remember when Polygon had 2 zeros. Now look at Polygon.
Yep.
So you have to be careful, right? Diamond hand, great projects. Don't always sell your whole bag, guys. Don't always sell your whole position because that's when you lose out. Because 1 to 2 years later, that project can give you life-changing money. I'm just saying. That's my opinion because I've experienced that. So you're just coming from this is information coming from a experienced investor. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss out. Don't ever sell your whole position in great projects. All right.
I want to add something to that. Something a little reality. And y'all in the comments, give some feedback on this. Those that invested, in the early days into Shiba Inu before everybody knew what it was, before it blew up, if you would have put 1,000 into Shiba Inu, it went all the way down to the point where your $1,000 was worth $1.
Yep.
Now tell me how many of y'all would have got shaken out during that time, and keep it real. Drop in the comment section, let us know, because that's how serious it can get sometimes. But guess what? Those that continue to hold during that time and those that bought in during that time, those people are extremely rich right now. Those people were able to turn, $100 into it, almost, over $100 million at this point. So you got to just keep that in mind. That's a real crunch we're talking about. That would have shook a lot of people out to go from $1,000 all the way down to $1. Imagine. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people would have called it a scam. A lot of people would have said, F this token, this is the worst project in history. Then look what happens.
Dude, we saw it. We saw everybody making fun of Shiba, man. We saw people in the chats of other projects calling Shiba a scam. We saw everything that Shiba went through. And look where it is today, man. Look where it is today. It's like you look at projects like Shiba, and it's like a grandfather to us all that taught us the way of how to make things happen. You know what I mean? So of course we came after Shiba, and we saw what they did, and we're like, whoa, we need to duplicate a lot of the stuff they did. So maybe one day we can be great like they are. And we took that into consideration when we watched Doge, we watched Shiba, and we're like, you know what? These are the guys we want to follow. These are the guys that really the community showed us how to make a difference in the crypto space. And it was epic, man. And here we are. We learn from the best. We learn from the best. In fact, Power and I came from those armies. We were in Doge, we were in SHIB. We did the whole diamond thing for 12, 15 months. You know what I mean? And they pay off. They paid off, man. They
did pay off.
They do. I called Dogecoin, but sold too early on it. I thought I made a lot of money, but ended up missing out on an extra, $250,000 if I would have had 60 more days. 60 more days to the T, I would have extra 250 just off what I was already holding, So that's why you never want to, like you said, sell your full position. Always, if you really believe in that project, keep a little change, in there, just if you do plan on, selling. That's for those that, aren't diamond handed. But
that's why it's good to have multiple wallets. See, that's why it's good to have multiple wallets. See, the way you do it is, you have your baby wallet, right? And then you have your diamond hand wallet. So whenever your baby hand wallet gets to a certain amount, right, that you feel secure with, hey, take some profits out of that and just leave that diamond hand wallet there. That's the way you do it, man. have multiple wallets. That's the way I do it. So,
Yep, I recommend that too. Creating a couple
Yeah.
baskets and having maybe a short term, mid term, long term
Right.
bag, and try to secure those principles out of some of those bags, and maybe a little cherry off the top for your reward, for investing, and let the rest ride once it's house money. That's a strategy as well. But we got some questions from the community. We got a lot of questions. Right now, I made that post and almost 200 different comments. With people.
Man, 200.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to go through some of these. I'm gonna try to quickly zoom through and see which ones get the best engagement. Probably people upvoted those ones, and then we'll go from there. And just anybody can chime in. Whatever you have to say about it, I'll also chime in if it's something I want to add.
That sounds good. You don't have any mods on your YouTube, do you?
Nah, I gotta get something in there. Y'all ignore the FUD, y'all. Y'all already know when it's something when it's a project as strong as this. If it doesn't have any haters, what is it really doing?
It's not doing anything.
There will be some. There will be some.
Always, man. Always. And you take advantage of this hater. You're like, hey, man, thanks for showing some support. You're doing your part. You're doing your part, sir. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I appreciate the hate. It just tells us that we're doing something right. That's all it is.
Yeah. We've been dealing with this sort of debauchery since December. So
that's all part of the game, man. I
think we're adjusted to it.
Yeah.
But so we got a question right here with a decent amount of votes on it. So it says, what is your top priorities in 2022? Could you share some of the plans for the upcoming year, and which part of the project are you most focused on now? So can y'all add something to that or reply?
Oh, man. Well, first of all, I think the thing that I'm most bullish on is the fact that the Boltoshi wants to make Volt Inu a token that you can use on real life scenarios, like daily. Like, for example, we saw Shopify get listed today. You know what I mean? Where you can use your Volt on Shopify. I can't wait to see it where you can use it everywhere, all the time. And that's something that I think is huge because, like, for some of us, like, I don't want to cash out $1 million in one day because, you get hit by those taxes big time. But if you can use your Volt tokens to just buy what you need as you go on a daily basis, you never have to turn it into fiat, and you just move on with your life. And for me, I think that's a big feature that Volt is bringing to the world. What do you think, Power?
I would say one of the big changes that I see on that Volt's going to bring to the space is Volti change, right? We have Volti change coming around mid-July, and we also have Volti Eco, and we also have Volti Soft, which Volti Soft is going to power Volti Eco and Volti Change. So let's talk about Volti Change, because I think Volti Change is going to be huge. The reason why I say it's going to be huge is because mainly it's going to be a multi-chain. So that means that investor can basically swap BNB for Ethereum and actually swap Ethereum for BNB. Yep. And not only that, it's also going to have the tools and the capability to make any project deflationary. The reason why is because it has a burning mechanism, right? It's going to come with the burning mechanism. So any project that lists on Volti Change is going to be able to burn a certain percentage of their supply automatically. So to me, that's going to be huge, right? That's going to be huge for Shiba as well, right? Because, Shiba has a lot of issues burning their supply. So I think this can be a tool that can be utilized in the crypto space with most of the projects that are having trouble burning their supply. So that's my take on that. If you talk
definitely, Thanks for that response on that, guys. Some really good answers. Now a question that kind of ties into that from Double O Vote says, what is the go-to marketing strategy going to be when VoltiChange launches? What's the plan to get other communities on board? So, we talk about, these tokens, the other projects that can become incorporated with it, but what would be the go-to, strategy to really, incentivize them to want to, come on board?
Oh, well, that's a good question, because think about it. All right. So right now, let's say you put liquidity on Uniswap, for example, right? Obviously, you just put it on there and people trade it and they pay a fee and they're done, right? But that's all the incentive they get. They get to put their token on there and just make it tradable. Well, when you bring in a new token into VoltiChange and you put it in VoltiChain, not only are you going to make it tradable, but you're also going to have automatic burns per transaction. So that's huge. For example, like let's say Dogecoin hasn't had any real burns in a long time. So we list Dogecoin, and every transaction that happens in VoltiChain will automatically burn Dogecoin. So it's benefit for Dogecoin to be listed on VoltiChain. Same for Bitcoin. Why not? Why can't we list Bitcoin? Think about all the big money that's going to come into VoltiChain because we list Bitcoin. Think about that. They're going to be like, well, we want to lower the supply and speed up the process. Yeah, let's do it. Well, VoltiChain is going to do that for you. And that's where you incentivize all these projects. And so far, we already know there's like 40 to 50 projects already lined up for VoltiChain. And these are projects that have already been filtered, from other projects. So the list was massive. And Voltoshi already narrowed down to about 50 today. So, but it's crazy. So by the time it lists, think about what's going to happen. We could have like 200-300 projects.
But you know what it is too, Pablo? What it is the fact that there's no listing fees. You see, That's the key component there. There's no listing fees. Now that project would probably have to buy some Volt to get listed, of course. But the key is that there's no listing fees. I mean, like, listing fees can get pretty expensive. Mm-hmm. Some of them range from $50K and up. So I think that's very attractive, from my opinion.
And if I could add too, quickly, one of the things, speaking from, perspective from, knowing what a lot of the teams are looking for, that volume that VoltiChange will already have within the exchange is going to be absolutely bonkers, because we already have a solid community. Of course we're going to use it, so that right there, it's not some back alley, exchange or something that, a lot of people are going to have to worry about. This is going to be, to me, setting a standard for this level of, tokens in the space. And I think, Volt is, for this level where Volt is the leader. I'm gonna keep it real. Nobody else is on this same, level. Of course, Volt has a long way to go, but where we are right now, everybody else coming up is going to want to, it'll be beneficial for them to, tie into Volt because of all the other marketing, all the, community, everything else that is, kind of residual going on with Volt on the back end. So that's one of the things right there. If y'all want to add anything else, or we go to the next question.
Well, the next question. You want to add some more, Pablo? Go ahead.
Well, I just want to say that, Voltoshi talked about an automatic buyback machine. You know what I mean? That's going to be integrated with VoltiChain. So not only is it going to be a burning mechanism, but it's also going to be an automatic buy system. So it's going to be epic. It's going to be insane. That thing's going to blow people's mind. And I feel like it's going to be one of those utilities that everybody's going to love. No question.
I agree.
Okay, and another question here. So what will be the important utilities that NFTs will have within the platform, and how will they be made a prerequisite to operate within the ecosystem?
Oh, talk about that, man. That's actually Pablo, go. You could talk about that, Pablo, with the treasury. Because that's happening right now.
Well, as people know, Voltoshi invests in NFTs, and it's part of our treasury system already, right? So what he does is he buys these NFTs at floor level and then flips them. and then he creates massive manual buybacks with those massive flips. So let's say right now he just bought, let's say, CyberKong for like 1 ETH, right? Next thing you know, you flip it over and it turns into a 20 ETH CyberKong. So what Boltoshi does, he uses that 20 ETH and does a massive buyback. You know what I mean? So I could imagine him implementing that into the Volt Eco too, one way or another, because he's just that smart type of individual. So we don't have any details how he would do that yet, because everything's under suspense. The reason why everything's under suspense, because the minute that people are already hearing about what we're trying to accomplish, somebody goes out and creates something really quick and does a shitty job. So everything stays under wraps until it gets released.
Well, look, Pablo Crow. Um, uh, there's also something special about the way those buybacks are going to be implemented by using NFTs, right? I don't know if they're aware that those NFTs also add liquidity to the liquidity pool as well. So that's
They do.
another thing, another big thing to look at.
Well, they're going to be minted. You know, the NFTs are going
Correct?
to be minted. So, yeah, they might start very affordable, but they're going to go up in value very, very quickly.
Okay. So we got another question here. Will there be a governance token sometime in the future, which will enable
Oh,
community votes?
oh,
Man, these questions are like, tell us
that's
the
a good
future.
question. That's a good question. Well, look, I don't want to give out too much, but just think about Vote Eco. Think about where it's going at. Vote Eco. I don't want to give out too much. I don't want to get in trouble from Vitoshi, but just think about Vote Eco. Uh, when I say Vote Eco, meaning that there's going to be an ecosystem, meaning that there's going to be room or a place in the future for that stable coin, or else for that governance, or else for that governance token,
Yep.
which was the question was, I'm asking for. I'm
And
not gonna say too much.
obviously, we're not admitting that it's going to be, or we're not saying that it will be. We're just saying there's going to be room for it to be.
Correct.
Okay. So another good question here says, where does the assurance and energy come from that keep you active while almost all projects choose to sleep in a bear market?
Whoa, good question,
That's a
man.
beautiful question. Well, you want to? Can I answer this, Power?
Yeah, take it over,
Look,
Pablo.
first of all, I want to put as example Shiba, for example. We saw when Shiba listed, right? Shiba listed when it was in a bearish times. We saw that. It was not it was not the green, it wasn't the bull cycle, it was in a bearish market, you know? But we saw how Shiba roll in those 90 to 120 days of struggles right before the bull cycle kicked off, right? So they prepare in advance before the market even turned green. So Boltoshi listed Volt in December, right before Christmas, which is the most bearish times to list any crypto. And the reason why he did that is because he knew if we could conquer the bear market, which I don't know about you guys, but I believe we're conquering the bear market. And we conquer the bear market, we're going to thrive and be the king in the bull cycle.
Absolutely.
So that's why I'm super bullish on this project. Like we literally when we launch in freaking Christmas week. You know what I mean? We had the whole pandemics, the whole freaking drops, the recessions, you name it. All that and Volt survived. So what does that tell you is going to happen in the bull cycle? It's 1 and 1. Put it together.
Man, all right. So, guys, the best time to develop a great project is in the bearish cycle. That's the best time because now you have less competition. Because most of those projects that you saw that were like booming during the bullish market are now in silence. You don't hear too much from those projects. So this is the best time for you to develop your community, develop partnerships. Right, this is the best time. Is in the bearish market, and for some reason, Satoshi understood that very well, and that's just talking about his. That's just talking about his experience right there. Is hey, I think we should launch this token in December. It was a smart move because right now all you're hearing about is Volt. You're not hearing about these other projects that came in. Pablo, most of the projects that launch during December and January and February, you don't hear too much about those projects.
No, you know why? Because they blame the market. They
Yes,
gave up. They gave up because they blamed the market. They just said the
correct.
market's bad, so we're just gonna quit. And see, that's the difference between Boltoshi and the other developers. He doesn't know how to quit, man. He's been in the market for a long time, probably since the beginning. You know what I mean? 2000, what was it, like 6, 7 years ago?
Yeah.
Probably
2016.
2016.
And see, one of the things with me, that I like to pay attention to is the work that's going on. The work is not stopping. And most projects I've reviewed like a ton of projects if you look at my channel. And one thing that you don't see them is doing is continuing to put in that work. The amount of work that Satoshi has put in, just off the strength of that, I'm confident in the project, and my belief in it for long. It's not just a short-term flip play for me. This is a long-term project, for me now. So, and that's because of that work. Because most projects, if it's kind of a sloppy dev or somebody who's not really interested in a project, they would have been tapered off of the project. They would have found something else to do, some excuse, like you said, some reason why, it can't do this, it can't do that. Of course, we're not gonna just right away flip the entire market around. But the fact that we're still working, we're still, at points where we're making, higher lows and, higher highs during this bear market, when we're seeing other projects just beat to the ground. That's very important. And with me, that's a lot invested, so when there's that much, like, I want to say, sweat equity on the behalf of Satoshi, all the work that I know is going on behind the scenes, you don't just let something like this go. This is his baby. So when we can find, it's almost like we're just riding with smart money right now. We're almost riding with a smart dev right now. We get to, a lot of people who don't understand everything that's kind of going on, you don't even really have to worry about it too much, because the team is extremely active. They're constantly working and basically doing the work, for us, essentially. So we are able to just kind of enjoy the ride. And when I see a project like that, it makes it a lot easier for me to, want to go harder into the project. So, that's why I'm so bullish on it.
I agree 100%. That's why I'm so bullish on the project, is just the fact that Satoshi is a great developer, but he's also a great investor. And when I say great investor, you see, he's almost like acting like an investor in a project. Like, for instance, right, you will go on Twitter and he would be there creating tweets. You see what I'm saying? I mean,
Yep.
to me, that
Non-stop rating,
to
man.
me, that's unheard of. Like,
Yep.
for instance, a prime example of this, right? When Gate.io was basically putting up that poll, right, for them to list the next token, I saw Satoshi go in there and create a tweet for us to go raid. To me, that's the sort of activity I want to see from a dev, right? I want a dev that's involved, that basically wants to be involved, right? You don't have a lot of developers that actually want to be involved. This guy literally enjoys it. So from him creating that positive energy, right, that actually makes me want to do the same. So it's like leading by example, and I enjoy that aspect.
That's huge, man. Like, let's
Yeah.
talk about look, let's talk about right before the migration, right? Right before the migration, we had a guy that today would be over 1 trillion tokens that he sold at once. Today. Back then it was a 6 billion. Today's 1 trillion tokens that he sold in one go. Okay. We were sitting somewhere around 22, 23 million market cap, and it dropped us all the way down to 14 million. Okay, this is how Boltoshi and the community leaders handle this. Okay, so anybody that sells their $10,000, their scooter money, their bicycle pedal money, it don't matter. Okay, because look how we came back from a massive sell. Okay, let's talk about this. I called Power. I was like, look, Power, it's time for us to buy this dip, man. Let's bring this chart back up. The community's freaking out. I called Power. Then I call a bunch of other leaders in the team in the community. Then I reach out to Boltoshi and I say, hey man, this guy literally dumped our chart like really bad. He was literally the top holder and decided to just banish. We didn't even know who he was. We had no idea who the dude was. He just banned it. Wanted to sell his whole bag because he got scared from the migration. He got scared. So he dumped the chart, right? Within 4 hours between me, the top leaders, and Boltoshi and the community, we bought $400,000 in 4 hours.
Nice.
And,
Yeah.
we bought his whole bag, the whole thing. The whole thing was like eaten up like it was nothing. And that tells you that there's nobody in our community that can hurt us. If we really wanted to flip this around and kill this zero again right now, we could do it. But you know what? It's all about strategy. It's all about doing things right at the right time. You get what I'm saying, DeMarco?
Most definitely.
Facts, man. Facts.
So I got another question here. Are VoltiChange and VoltiSoft going to coincide with each other or serve separately? Also, is it possible there could be an app for VoltiChange?
Oh, hey, he's correct. It is going to coexist. It is going to coexist. It's going to coexist. VoltiChange is going to come out by itself, but it's going to be powered by VoltiSoft. So if that answers question, yes.
So are you saying, is it going to be mobile? Is it going to be an app? Well, I told Boltoshi that I wanted to do everything from my phone.
Yeah.
So I believe it's totally going to be an app.
Do you want to tell that story?
I would love to, man.
You want to tell the story how VoltiChange, VoltiEco, and VoltiSoft came to be?
Oh man, it's a beautiful story, DeMarco. Yeah. So we have a guy in our admin leader team. His name is Roy. He is very well connected with top sportsmen, like like let's say Messi, top soccer player in the world. He's connected to a big circle like Messi and a bunch of those athletes. And one of the athletes asked Roy, like, I would love to promote Volt, but it'd be cool if I had something in my phone that I could just present to people and be like, check this out, So Roy brought this idea to Boltoshi a couple of months ago. Well, a month passed by, and Power calls me up and said, hey, man, we're going to have a private meeting and a new chat. So we all gather up over there. And Roy told us about the idea about creating something that you could take everywhere, that you can promote everywhere, that you can do whatever. And we sat there for almost a week talking about all the things that we would want in an ecosystem, everything. One of my things that I was like big on was like, dude, I'm tired of sending ETH to crypto.com, swap it over for BNB, send it back to my wallet, all this stuff. Like, that has to be fixed. That's the one thing that I care about. I want to be able to swap BNB for ETH instantly, right? So we started talking about all these features and everything that other projects have attempted to do and failed. We're like, well, we just saw other people migrate after we migrated and they failed. We didn't. We don't know how to fail. So we sat there for a whole week coming up with the names. We talk about the NFTs. We talk about VoltiChain, VoltiSoft, VoltiEco. And Power was like, dude, I want a name that doesn't say Volt Swap or Volt Exchange. I wanted something that pops, something that when somebody types in Microsoft on the internet, VoltiSoft pops out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, we wanted to create something so revolutionary that even people that had no idea what it was, it would pop on the screen. and that's how it came about, man. And here
That's
we
right.
are today.
Sheesh. So we got some insight, y'all. So for those that haven't heard it, now you know where this is coming from, the importance of it, the inspiration of it as well. And it's always kind of good to understand, the inspiration behind something, so that way you can know the dedication that's going to go into it. Now, this tells me that Votoshi is which I already know. Votoshi is listening to the community. The things that Votoshi hears that the community is really interested in, especially if it's benefiting the overall, Volt ecosystem. He's all for it, and that's what I really respect. A dev that listens and works to put things in place. I don't know how he's doing all of it. Is absolutely crazy. But definitely happy to be a part of it. So got another question here. Someone says, when is the dragon coming?
When is the what?
The dragon. I
Dragon.
think.
Oh, the
That's going to be this
dragon.
month. Talk about it. It's going to be this month.
This month. The dragon is being released this month in July.
Okay. Also, what is the tier 1 central exchange strategy, and how will you implement the rollout of those strategies?
Oh, no, good question. Go ahead, Pablo. You can take that.
What? Well, look, we know that Voltoshi got 7 top tier exchanges already lined up. 7. What we do know that he's releasing 1, possibly 2 in July. Okay.
Yes.
The other 5, we have no idea. We don't know if he's going to release it once a month, every couple of weeks, once a week. I mean, we don't really know. We just know as far as July, and that's all we know. But one thing we do know is that he has things scheduled all the way to December.
Yes.
So basically, the next 6 months are filled up with partnerships, listings, activities, all kinds of stuff.
Okay, dope. Someone else, more of a funner question I thought would be to ask. He says, Trinity 1348 says, do y'all ever think Votoshi may do a documentary one day of what inspired him to do Volt? And if not, that may be something we all may have to get involved in and get together, because I think this will be a dope journey to be able to show kind of through the power of investing, and also the story of Volt. I think that's a good idea.
We are coming out with a documentary.
Yep.
I think we solidified that idea 3 months ago. Correct?
Okay.
Pablo?
Okay.
Yeah.
And as far as Boltoshi coming out, if he does come out, it's going to be a very unique way.
Yes.
We're talking like RoboCop voice in the background, freaking something type of mask, alien mask type of stuff. Like you'll never get to listen to his actual voice. You'll never get to see his face, because for those that don't know, Voltoshi was already wealthy before he even launched Volt.
Yes.
He's not building Volt to get rich. He's already been rich. He's been wealthy 6-7 years ago in crypto. Like, he's already made it big. The reason why he released Volt and he still launched, there was no private sale, nothing, none of that crap. Still launch, okay? The only reason why he released Volt is to prove to the world that a non-docs developer, an Inu token, can get to the top 10.
Most definitely. I definitely see it happening one day for sure. Especially once we start hitting those centralized exchanges,
Yes.
the FOMO will really kick in. We'll start getting bigger buyers, eventually even some of that institutional money. And we're imagine being in at these prices before institution money. So you definitely want to have as much as your risk tolerance can allow. Don't put yourself in a tight position, because then you'll complain and you'll have to sell, panic sell. You'll be one of those people that once the chart ends up, having a healthy correction, you'll be one of those people that have to sell during that correction, and, have a bitter taste from, taking an L. So, just be smart about it. But also, see what else we got here.
Light it up. Oh, another thing I wanted to throw out there for you, DeMarco. I don't know if you know, but Boltoshi's first purchase for himself was over a 10 million market cap. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it was.
Isn't that crazy? Like he could have just loaded himself a separate bag, like all most developers do, and say, you know what, just in case something big happens. Boltoshi started buying Volt at 10 million market cap.
Sheesh.
Think about that. He
Yeah,
probably got it cheaper than he did.
and
But you
see
want to know
that.
what's so special about freaking Satoshi?
Mm-hmm.
What's so special about Satoshi is the fact if you check out that bubble map, Satoshi has no wallets connected to the developer wallet. There's no wallets connected to it. That means that this guy does not lack any integrity at all. That means that he's really not in the project to make money. I mean, like everybody want to make money, but I think this is more of a legacy thing with him. That's just my opinion.
You know,
And look, for you go on December DeMarco. If you want to, I want you to click on that bubble map right there on the screen. Do you see where the coin gecko is at? If you look on the right side of the coin gecko, click on that bubble map real quick, sir.
uh,
Do you
which
see
side
the
over?
gecko sign right there?
In between the what's it called, the fox thing and the coin gecko, there's a
Yes.
bubble map. See it?
Coin Gecko. I'm on.
You're on Dex Tools, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
see the coin gecko icon. You see the icon, the coin gecko
Oh,
icon.
okay. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Right next to it is the bubble map. You see that little
Click on that,
bubble
man.
looking thing?
Okay, to the right.
Yep.
Yep.
Right in the middle.
It's gonna send you to another page, so you might have to copy the URL.
Okay, I see it.
Send it over
There
to
it
the
is.
Metros. Yeah, you're gonna have to copy it and move it to the screen that you have on StreamYard.
I got you.
Yeah.
There it is.
All right. So
Now,
you
talk
see,
about it. Help them out.
you see where on the right it says wallet list. You see that?
Yep.
Click on the deployer. Now grab it with your mouse and move it around. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's connected to it.
Yep.
No other wallet is connected to that deployer. Now,
I mean,
I mean, you can use another token as an example, but I don't know if you want to do it on your project, on your live. You know what I mean? There's other projects. If you search other projects,
Oh yeah, I'm definitely familiar.
there you go. That's a clean contract. There's no wallets connected to that development wallet. None whatsoever. So that means that Satoshi is not doing anything malicious.
Nope.
The bubble map shows it. So this is the way you can prove whether or not a project is trustworthy or not. And so far, Volt is a trustworthy project from looking at the bubble map.
And another thing I want to put out there to some people who may question and say, well, if it's not for the money, what is the purpose? When you're passionate about the space, you really believe in it, it can have a deeper meaning. And I talked to a ton of devs, guys, and let me tell y'all, one of some of the honest devs that we have out here that aren't just in it for the money, they all kind of tell me that one of their main goals is to make it to that Binance or something like that. So it's not about the money all the time. It's really it's almost like the art of being able to provide something new into the space that we're in. Of course there's benefits that come along with it, but really that's how I could 100% tell that Satoshi is really headed for one of these major central exchanges, and that's going to be a fun ride. All of us that are in now before that time, those games are going to look crazy after. That's what happened with Sheep. I mean, of course, she did blow up a couple times here and there, but it really, really went wild, once we got that, main exchange, after Coinbase. That's when things really, really got crazy.
Well, think about this, December, DeMarco. Think about this. We saw Ryoshi give Vitalik all those Shiba tokens. You remember that? That's worth a lot of money. A lot of money. Vitalik could have just cashed that out for himself, but he didn't. He gave it away as a charity. So That's obviously Vitalik is not in for the money.
No.
He's in it to build the space and
Exactly.
care about the people in the space. Perfect example.
To me, that's Satoshi. To me, that's Satoshi. I mean, right there. I mean, see, people have to understand is once you become wealthy, what else is there, right? I mean, hey, I mean, you made the money, you made it. Are you gonna let that define you, or are you gonna find a purpose? And I think Satoshi has found his purpose. This right is about legacy here now. This is about legacy. I mean,
you know what he once told
proving
me.
the doubters wrong.
You know what he once told me, December DeMarco? You know what he once told me?
Right.
Because I asked him too. I was like, dude, like, what is your main purpose of this project? Because I have my own questions. I cover this project, and this is all I talk about is Volt because, well, I haven't found anything else worthy of my time. But what I asked Boltoshi, like, okay, so what is your main purpose with Volt for yourself or as an individual? And you know what he said? He said, all I want is to have a wallet like Bitcoin has of those wallets that never made a sale ever for years to come. And I was like, what? He's like, I just wanted people to come back and question why your wallet 317 has never taken any profits. Who is this guy? And he's like, I just want the world to question why I haven't taken any profits.
Crazy. And that's, so take that in, guys, connect the dots and really, that's some, private insight to their own conversation, of what's going on. And when you got somebody, that confident behind what they've created, that's a person you might want to roll the dice with.
Well, we had Satoshi, we had Ryoshi, and we got Voltoshi. I mean, you connect the dots.
Something's there. There's a little connection there. That's for sure.
Okay. So I don't want to do too many price like predictions really, because it can go any way. It really depends on the overall market.
Well, we are trending number 1 on Dex Tools, guys, just in case you were wondering. I mean, this is just normal right here. I mean, it is the bear market, so I don't know what to tell you guys. I mean, you either see the vision or you sit back and watch us grow without you. It's that simple. I mean, look how many people were staring and pointing at Shiba for the longest time, and they missed on the greatest run in history. They missed it. I was like, dude, you could have just jumped in instead of fudding the damn chats. You could have been part of that army. You could have stand strong here with December DeMarco and said, I am Shiba. You know what I'm saying? But instead, your freaking name is Dinosaur and you don't know nothing about crypto.
Yep.
I tried to put him on timeout. His timeout must have ran out.
I think it's hilarious, man, because like, think about this. No wealthy person has time to go complain in people's chats. So it's somebody that really lost all their money buying monkey something Inu. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it here, Power. I'm holding back.
That's so correct, man. I mean, shit. I mean, I lost 30K and just got back on and kept moving. It's part of the space. You can't give up, can't give in.
Yep.
No time for quitters, man. Keep moving.
Come on, we all know the first year in crypto, we all lost a bunch of money.
Oh yeah,
we all lost. I lost 50 grand my first year in crypto.
I remember
nowadays it's like, dude, that's a lot of money, especially when you're working a 9-to-5 job. It's like that's your whole salary for the year. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So I would look at my wife and she'd be like, "You seriously lost $50,000, all our entire money, our savings, everything." Yeah. Guess what though? Watch. I'm gonna make it all back times 100. And well,
that's what you did.
Tell you what, I don't work for nobody. I've been free for a while. I travel. I spend money. I go shopping. I sleep in. I do whatever I want because you don't quit when you start.
That's what it's about right there. I'm real big on, the lifestyle, that it can provide for people and being able to break out of that rat race essentially, because once I was able, to, really, see the full potential of it, I'm like, I have to share this with as many people as possible, especially those that come from the backgrounds where I come from, because nobody was showing us this. Nobody was,
Right.
I had to, like you said, you had to lose a ton of money, in order to, really see the value in this, and or to really gain the fruit from it, and I knew this journey alone for a lot of people would be hard. So, it's excellent that we, have us out here to share our stories and, help, encourage people and let them know, like, this is normal. We all lost money in the beginning. If somebody comes in and they take lose a big chunk, they could have a non-supportive partner who can, end up, pushing them away from the markets because, they didn't have anyone there to kind of, help, guide them or, give them a little, game on what's, how it works out. We've all been around the board to see how these things play out. And sometimes just being able to share your experience with others, can be very, very powerful, for newcomers. So, and that kind of leads into this next question. Someone says, what strategy will you be implementing to bring non-crypto natives into your ecosystem? How do you keep balance between developing the technology and also improving the value of your token?
Well, man, that's a beautiful question.
That's a good question.
Beautiful question. Well, first of all, let me ask you this. Who doesn't like sports, right? Who doesn't watch UFC? Who doesn't watch soccer, football? Who watching, you look at all these big sports that we are tapping into. Well, the average Joe of every day watches all these sports.
Right.
This is how FTX connected with the real world. This is how Coinbase connected with the real world. And this is how Volt is going to connect to the real world. On top of that, you think about everything that's going on right here on YouTube. You search Volt and you have unlimited videos on Volt on YouTube. You search Volt on Twitter, unlimited. It goes on forever. So I don't care if you never been in crypto, you will know about Volt, especially when 75 buses are driving around New York City. You know what I'm saying? When you see a marketplace in Utah promoting Volt, when you see all these things, when you see December DeMarco and the Strip handing out freaking papers and said, check out this Volt. That's how we're gonna
really, and really, making that connection, like you said, checking YouTube, we have a ton of, whatever you want to call us, influencers, people that keep people updated on, what's happening in the space. Everybody's recognizing the potential of Volt. I haven't seen, any of the main people that, of course, there's the ones that won't talk about meme coins at all, or, coins that come from this type of space. Of course, there's some of those channels, but, for the ones that, will, check them out, who doesn't know what Volt is doing, so when anyone becomes, once they start that crypto journey and they walk into their first, whichever YouTuber they end up following, whichever project it is, they're going to come across Volt because Volt is everywhere. Volt is on everybody's channel. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody knows what's happening a lot, especially what happens when you get a lot of people that make money off of a project. You get also some residual, marketing and promo, because so many people are happy to tell, others how much money they made.
Exactly.
And, and that's going to get people pumped up, and, sad, but a lot of people are going to wait until the bull market is already, easily identifiable, and they're going to buy at the highest prices. But those that are here in the stream, those that are, are maneuvering like smart money, y'all will be taking advantage of these prices right now. And, even like, if you look at the chart right now, we're actually falling right along a nice little, pullback right now, where, if you haven't started a bag of Volt right now, would not be a bad time. You would be getting a cheaper price than some people that bought even higher, and it will pay off in the end. It definitely will. So let's go to some more questions. Can you tell us what's the main targeted user base of this project? Is it businesses, corporates, developers, etc.? Also, which services are provided by this project to them?
Well, we call it the people's token.
People's token.
Our main focus was to give the little guy an opportunity, because we knew that once this became a big thing, that the big money would come in no matter what.
Correct.
We knew that, right? We didn't focus on bringing in top whales on day one. We focus on bringing in the average guy with $500 to $1,000. We focus more on numbers over volume. That's what we did at the beginning, because we know once we make an announcement that said Volt is going on crypto.com, once is going on FTX, Binance, all this big money is going to come.
Too late now.
regardless.
It's kind of too late. It's like Pablo said. I mean, you want to get in before FTX, before Binance, before Crypto.com, because now it's kind of too late for the little guy.
Yep.
Because see, I mean, like Crypto.com is basically a gateway to institutional money per se. I mean, that's what it is. So I know we got a lot of individuals that were sort of angry about the huge pullback that Volt got, because you remember, not Pablo, I want to get off subject, but after that migration, Volt ran from 27 million to 250 million, right?
Yep.
And this was during kind of like close to the end of the bullish market, when the bearish market was starting to weigh in, and Bitcoin had this huge correction. To me, this right here is a luxury, right? This is a luxury because a lot of these retail investors, a lot of the 9-to-5 workers, this is their chance to get in right now, before FTX, before these tier 1 exchanges come in, because once they come in, it's going to be a little harder to kind of like grab a great position where you can grab a good amount of tokens. So to piggyback on what you just said, Pablo, yes, that's what it is. That's just my take on the situation.
Well, think about this. Like, somebody can come in with $100,000. It does a 10x. You made $1 million, right?
Yes.
You come in with $500 for you to make $1 million when this thing is pumping. It's going to be harder for you.
It's going to be hard.
You know what I mean? Like, smart money is going to make money regardless. That's why they're called smart money. They're making money regardless. So giving the little guy an opportunity was most important. Now, if they're smart enough to take it, they will. If they're not, it don't matter. Because either way, this thing's going to be sitting in the billions with everything that's coming up in the next 6 months, regardless.
Correct.
So, this is a good opportunity for the little guy. When this thing's sitting at $2-3 billion, it's going to be a little harder for them to make money.
So, I want to ask December DeMarco a question. So, December DeMarco, right? As you know, the all-time high was 250 million, right? If that Bitcoin correction never happened, where would Volt be today? If that correction never happened, where would Volt be?
I mean, easily a lot higher than where it is right now, because, the overall market, it sympathizes to whatever Bitcoin is doing, also, of course, ETH as well, they all follow suit. So I kind of got to say, where the head goes, the body will follow. So,
right.
The rest of the tokens are going to, see some correction. And honestly, it's healthy to see some correction, because everybody has to really be real. 2021 was wild. Nobody was expecting the markets to do what it did that quickly, so, in order, the markets, they say they take the stairs up and the elevator down, so if you don't, have a correction at any point, everything can really come crashing down. And I'm talking about to a point where it's not recoverable. So, for it to, pull back, have that correction, that's cool. And think about it like this, of course, Volt will be a lot higher, but also, how many people will be able to load up at those higher prices? This is a chance to get a discount. If we were going to Best Buy or whatever, and we were going to buy, a new MacBook, if they said, the overall price of this MacBook is down right now this month, 70%, nobody would complain. No, everybody would look at that as like, give me 2 of them then. You know what I'm saying? That would be, people will buy even more, because it's a discount. And for some reason, there's a psychological barrier to some people that have a hard time looking at the pullback as a discount. That is nothing more than a discount, a chance to put more on your plate. Sometimes the rocket is just refueling before it takes off again, just for a simple analogy. But don't be afraid of that pullback. That is, if it's a solid project, if the team hasn't changed, the community hasn't changed, the white paper is still, active. They're checking things off. You should just want to buy even more, y'all, just to be real with y'all. That's just nothing more than another buying opportunity. Now, I think right now, we can see easily Volt reaching $1 billion market cap, once this bull market kicks in. You got to think about it like this. Any legit real coin that is something serious that, it's a token, but like a serious project, any real one, if it's less than $1 billion market cap, that's cheap. That's like, that's an easy play. You can easily play a solid project to $1 billion market cap. So just keep that in mind, y'all. Understand market cap as well. Don't just look at the, chart. Look at everything. Take a step back. Look at all the numbers, and it'll kind of put you at ease a little bit. Where you can like, okay, we still got a long way to go up from here. Of course, we're having a couple pullbacks, but that's natural. That's normal. Like I told y'all, that's why I wanted to really inform y'all that you would have had $1,000 in SHIB at one point. That would have went down to $1. And imagine, really imagine. So it's just a part of the game. If it's a solid project, if nothing really changed, same team, same community, why would you switch it up? Take advantage of the dip. Now, I want to get a chance to get some of these community comments that we got in the comment section. I see y'all been lighting it up, man. Shout out to everybody. Run those likes up. If y'all got some questions y'all want to drop in live, drop them. Or if you guys see something y'all want to answer from the community, just scrolling through, y'all can answer that as well.
Yeah.
Well, I see a question in there. Someone's asking how to buy a Volt. I think that's a very important question. How to buy a Volt. I mean, that person interested.
Are you able to pin the website on your chat?
Yep, I can do that.
Then I'll just tell people, look, you go on the website and you just click buy on Everswap right there, and I'll send you right over, and you just choose the currency, whether you want to buy with Binance Network or Ethereum Network. You connect your wallet, you make your buy like you would on Uniswap, done. If you don't want to use Everswap, then just copy the contract address and go to Uniswap and do it there.
And you also we also have 29 centralized exchanges as well. So
and you'll see that on the website. You'll
right.
see it on the website.
Yeah. So if you're not familiar with the decentralized side of things, you can always choose one of those decentralized choose one of those centralized exchanges, and you can buy a Volt there as well.
Yep. Buy it on Bitmart, buy it on Mex Global.
If y'all in the stream right now, I got something for you.
Oh yeah, baby.
Ooh, here we go.
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
I know what's coming.
Just scan this. If you wanna buy Volt, just go ahead and scan this.
Look at that. Look at that.
I like that.
Go ahead and scan it.
QR code, baby.
I'm gonna try it. Let's see how it works.
Boom. Scan it
Boom.
real quick. Does it work?
Yeah, it works good, man.
Oh crap!
It sends you right to the website, guys.
Yeah,
right
man, that's awesome, bro. Yeah, it works. It sends me straight to the website, man. I'm doing it right now.
He's got a whole billboard. That's freaking dope, man. That's dope. I dig that.
You can just pull your phone out, rewind that little part real quick if you want to scan it to buy it real quick, but that's how you do it. So now let's see what other comments do we got? We got a ton of comments here.
Oh, I there's one right there that I want to talk about. Polygon Bridge update. Nothing but gains. Okay, so we know that multi-chain is gonna be a multi-chain scenario. So that doesn't mean that it's just gonna be Ethereum and Binance. It opens the window for other blockchains like Polygon. Okay, now think about this. One of our partners that's helping us with everything is Everrise Finance, right?
Right.
Well, if you go to Everrise Finance, they're listed on 5 freaking blockchains. Okay, Sandbox, Polygon, Ethereum, Binance, and then there's another one. I think there's another one.
Phantom. I think it's Phantom.
Yeah, Phantom. I think it is Phantom. So they're helping us. What makes you think they're not going to help us do our multi-chain? Think about that. They're the ones that helped us with the migration. They helped us with the migration.
Too much.
Hey, they helped us with the migration, didn't they?
Yeah, they are going to be working with us.
So there's something in the background, not including the fact that Voltoshi gave them the rights to the smart contract. See what I'm saying?
Talk about that.
Yeah. So let's talk about this, okay? Because this is a feature that Everrise Finance offers and it's very limited that developers are willing to give up the contract to them, right? Voltoshi's done that. So anytime that the there has to be a change on the contract, we have to go through them, and they have to verify with the community if that's okay.
Yep,
So
we have to vote
if
on
that
it.
doesn't give you like some comfort, Everrise has the contract. They control everything we do. Think about that. December the Mark is like, man, I'm loving this show. It's
Integrity,
awesome.
man. It's all about integrity, man.
This is we're definitely about to turn it up over here with Volt content, because it's like, who else is moving like this? Nobody else is right now. Nobody else is consistently delivering back to back to back. We're getting multiple updates per week. Like it's so much to constantly cover with this project, so it's always exciting. Every day I could check on the project, and like you said, like I'm not always in the voice chats and everything, but I'm in the cut. I'm definitely in the cut, paying attention to what's going on, and my community also is, extremely Volted as well. So, we're always chopping it up on Volt as well. Some of the new things that are going on, we got a ton of new, basically like, mini catalysts that continue to propel the project forward right now. And that's, what we want to see during times like this, man.
But you know something, December DeMarco,
What's up,
we
bro?
have a ton of your students involved. We have a ton of your students. Don't you have a stock market / crypto class that you?
Yeah.
We have a ton of your students. They come into VC all the time, all the time. And look, they would
Bro.
say, "Oh, I'm here because of December DeMarco." So we
Yeah,
have a lot of your students, bro. We have a lot of your students. So,
and salute to all of them. A lot of them are really, we made a lot of money. When some, like I tell anybody else, if they bring, if they help me pull, a quarter in from something that they recommend, we locked in for life. They come into all the barbecues, so a lot of people really rock with me, so when we get behind a project like this, they really take the time to do their due diligence. And that's what, I was most happy about this project, because I check out a lot of projects and sometimes a lot of them let me down. There's we've all been involved in rug pulls. I don't think there's anybody that say that, they haven't been a part of one. I don't know how, or you're not really investing if you haven't, but, or now I'm not gonna say that, but you're not. We're in a different space over here in the meme coin side, So but it's a beautiful thing to see. So many people understanding the space, moving towards it, and learning and growing together, and the whole community being so welcoming. And being having that community feeling. That's what I'm really really big on. We got our private investment community too on Facebook, which is about almost around 7,000 active investors in there, people who, constantly looking for different projects and things like that. And voters, you see them talking about Vote all the time, so it's really dope to be able to be a part of this, and shout out to all y'all that really be voting, for me as well, representing. Salute. Also, we got Believes Crypto in the building, man. Salute, man.
we got Believes Crypto in the building.
Yep. It's crazy. I look a lot on crypto in general, and everybody's always asking for utility, right? Everybody wants utility. And then, we go back in time and we look at SHIB, for example. SHIB ran all the way to crypto.com without any utility. Just the community alone. Community, a real community that supports the project, it's a number one utility. Because I don't care if you come out with the best tokenomics in the world, the best swap, the best everything. If you don't have any community that supports you, you have nothing. You're irrelevant. So, building numbers, building a community, building an army, that right there, to me, to anybody that really understands crypto, is number one when it comes to utility. Now, for those people that are asking what utility Volt has, well, you can now buy on Shopify with your Volt. You can buy on, Amazon with Volts. You can buy, on other big places.
You can
like
buy
Walmart.
real jewelry with Volt here in Las Vegas. My jeweler has 3 locations here in Vegas. And you can come, whether you want to get Rolex watches, you want the buzz down, rings, anything, you can get it now using Volt. And he is supporting Volt. So he has a bag now. Also, the guy that, did my car wrap. Look, this is what happens when you when you vote things. People start asking questions. They see me, they like, what's going on? How'd you do this? How'd you do that? And more people are starting to add to it. Now, if we look at how many, we're around, about how many holders? I know over 50K.
Yeah, 50K holders. Over
Okay,
50K,
so imagine, if each of us, which on a low number, on average brings, 3 new people to the vote army. Already where our numbers are really, our numbers just haven't caught up to where, where we really are, yet. Once people really catch on to what's going on and they recognize it, they're going to flood over here. I'm telling you, I've seen it happen many times before. And this is something a little different, because of how strong everything is. Usually you have a strong community, you might have a strong dev, you might have some strong utility, you might have some, people that some disruptive type of tokenomics no one ever heard of before. But this right here is like kind of the perfect storm of a real community project that does have a strong team, because you got to be careful. That community term gets thrown around a lot when a dev doesn't want to do any work. When a dev is lazy and he's like, oh no, this is just community token, whatever y'all do is what y'all do. That's kind of just the dev trying to sit back and relax. But we don't have that here, so that's an extremely bullish sign to me. So glad to be a part of the army, like I say. But salute to everybody.
About utility, right? Because a lot of people like to talk about utility. Bitcoin had no utility when it first came out.
Nothing. Community. That's it.
Bitcoin, see, people got to do their history on Bitcoin. Bitcoin didn't receive its first utility until 2013. Lightning Network, Digibyte.
Yep. So think about that. So you break it down to the real way that crypto gets built. And number one, it always comes down to the people that believe in the project. That's number one, always. Okay. Yes. And obviously, like you said, DeMarco, a top leader, and Boltoshi has proven himself time after time after time that he is the leader of the year. You know what I'm saying? Like this man, when we did the migration, we all send him our money to him, all of it. He had it all of it. If he was anywhere flaky or shady or wanted to steal from us, he would have ran with that money and never migrated our tokens. Never. Right. But
over 8.5 million in freaking liquidity. That was all our money.
all was sitting in his wallet at one point, in the deployer wallet. So if he wanted to be a scammer, he would have already done it. But instead, every person, even the Jeets that come in 90 days after migration, they still get their damn tokens. You know what I'm saying? Like, that tells you the type of leader that we have. And to me, that is a secondary most important utility. The community, the leader. All the other stuff, you're going to get it. You're going to get all those audits. We already got 3 audits. You're going to get multi-chain. You're going to be able to swap Binance and Ethereum and other smart chains and whatever. You know what I mean? Blockchains. You're going to be able to go everywhere in the store, in the country, buy stuff with Volt. You're going to get everything. You're going to get Messi wearing a Votoshi shirt. I mean, you name it, we're going to do it. You're going to see the Super Bowl, and you're going to see Volt on that Super Bowl. What I'm telling you is, this is your opportunity to stop being a damn fool and make yourself some real money.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, understand this is a long-term, gain. If you got into this project and you made it to the point where you say, I'm going to hold for, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, whatever it is, don't let the short term, just because the chart is pulling back, don't let that affect your overall, decision. Of course, you want to reevaluate your position and, where you are, but don't panic. Understand, like, is this a solid project? How confident was I when I invested into this project? Has my confidence increased from that time, or has it decreased? And I it'll be hard to say anyone's confidence has decreased in Volt since it has, launched. So, with what we're seeing, when we could zoom out, look at macro conditions, everything is, messed up right now. Look at the stock market. If you think the crypto market is hit hard, stocks lost a lot more money in market cap than crypto has, multiples, so keep that in mind. A lot of people don't go check, what the stock market is doing, or, indices, or, bonds, and, just all the other, financial instruments that are out there. You have to pay attention to everything, look at, we have inflation, numbers. We got constant interest rates being risen, it's a lot happening right now. War going on, you know, so a lot of things affecting, you know, the overall state. We got supply chain shortages. Can't, you know, get new vehicles, you know, out of, you know, these places. We got inventory piling up. You know what that does, you know, is we're moving into a recession. So, you know,
Correct.
you gotta just understand that, you know, be understand the times, and then, you know, adjust your fear. If you were one of those people that like, oh my God, everything is going down, Vote is a solid project. You don't have to feel that way with Vote. You know, basically just to wrap up what I'm saying, you know, solid projects aren't going anywhere. You know, she won't go anywhere during this bull run. Why? Because the community's too strong. Like with Bitcoin will never go anywhere. Why? Because there's always going to be a price that if Bitcoin pulls to, people are going to be looking at it like a T-bone steak, and you're going to see so much money get pumped into it, which FOMO will come in after that, and it'll pump the chart right back up. So it'll always happen. You got to remember. Now, some people may not like this, right? But this is the real deal. These markets are basically, I learned this from Warren Buffett, are a device to transfer money from the hands of the impatient to the patient. So if you're one of those impatient people that, you know, you don't hold on, then your money's going to be transferred to somebody who's a little more patient than you. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to, you know, ruffle no feathers or nothing, but that's just, you know, being real, what it is. You know, so
you want to say that again? That
Say
right
that again,
there was
man.
the speech of the night, bro.
So
Like,
these markets, or basically, you know, they are a device to transfer money from the hands of the impatient to the patient. So don't be impatient, or else your money will be transferred to somebody more patient than you. So keep that in mind.
Wow. And I hope you guys listen to that one, man, because that right there is the most solid fact that people miss in crypto right there. The most solid fact, because you come in here with $1,000 and you're like, I'm going to turn it into $1 million, but yet you get scared when it drops to $800 and you sell. You just lost $200. You just lost 20% on your first purchase.
It's a patient money.
Yep.
Somebody else has said, you know what? I'm going to chill here till next week. And you just gave away that 20% to somebody else that was a little bit tougher skinned than you were.
But I'm going to tell you who's the patient money, though. I'm going to tell you who's the patient money. A lot of the patient money, I know people like to say, oh, man, the whales, that. A lot of the patient money are the whales. They're very patient. Very patient, right? Because they already have capital already. So they can wait 2-3 years. They can let that thing ride 2-3 years and don't give a damn. That's patient money.
Oh man, sorry. I was just laughing at that last comment from Dinosaur. I was in the Volt army till I got betrayed.
and now let me note on that, because a lot of people don't understand when you get someone like that, all that is a, you know, former disgruntled community member. You know, maybe he bought in, you know, because he, you know, obviously he's somebody that pulled up here, so he cares. You know, that's what, you know, I learned a long time ago. If you can, you know, sometimes it may be something very small where you could turn a detractor into, you know, back into an investor. It's sometimes hard to do that. They may not be able to be swayed, but you know, if you were one of those people that, you know, you bought in at the top, you just have to understand, bring your average cost down. You can't call a project a scam just because you bought at the top and the price has pulled back. That happens to all of us. All of us have done that before. Until you understand, you know, what you're actually looking at, or unless you just get lucky and you know, buying at the right time. But, you know, we see a lot of people that, you know, get hurt a little bit, you know, they get stung somewhere along the lines, and, you know, they feel everything is a scam at that point. I can tell you, Volt was not a scam. You know what I'm saying? So just, you know, keep that in mind. You know, I wouldn't be putting my stamp on it like that if I at all felt that way, you know, any shape or form. Y'all know I don't play with y'all when it comes to keeping it real. And, you know, I really don't want y'all to miss out on this opportunity. That's why we're bringing this AMA here. You know, of course, you still have to do your own due diligence. You still have to develop your own risk tolerance. You still have to develop your own strategy, because, you know, my strategy versus, you know, Pablo's strategy versus Power strategy, we all may have a slightly different strategy, but you want to determine yours so that way you can be confident. You know, there's also another saying, you know, plan your trade and trade your plan. You know, plan it out, you know, and stick to it. You know, don't get shaken around just because, you know, or get salty because the price is pulled back, you know, and you might be in a negative for the moment. You know, plan it out. Determine how long will you hold out the gate. So that way, and during that, if you say 1 year, that means nothing. No matter what happens within that 1 year, you weren't planning on selling anyway. So it doesn't matter if the price pulled back. Now that what all they did was just gave you a chance to get more money. You know what I'm saying? So look at it like that, you know, versus, you know, feeling like the project is a scam or feeling, you know, hurt about it. I just wanted to add that real quick. Now, we gotta. Oh, y'all want to add something to that?
Yeah, just like if you buy at the top, there's always gonna be a pullback.
Always.
Look here, man. You can say the same thing with the stock market, man. When I used to be a day trader, a swing trader in the stock market, you always had pullbacks. That just comes with the territory. I can say the same thing about my experience with Shiba. I went into Shiba with 8K. It ran up to 25K, and that crap dipped all the way back down to $2,000. It dipped down to $2,000, but I kept holding because I knew that this was a great project, and I knew that eventually I was going to be able to quadruple that 8K investment, and it happened. So you have to have patience, guys. Patience is key. In the market, it's all about patience, man.
Well, I mean, look at all the people that bought Bitcoin at $67,000.
Correct.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that drop, man. They dropped that 70% of their money is gone right now. That doesn't mean it's not going to come back. It's only a loss if those people sold their Bitcoin. It's only a loss then. If they're still holding it and it comes back and goes to $150,000, $200,000, then they triple their money.
Exactly, easily. Shout out to Just Philosophy for that super chat. Said Volti-Chain is revolutionary. Salute to you. Appreciate you supporting the stream.
I just like what you do over here, December DeMarco, man. Like, you actually teach these new investors when they come in how to invest. I mean, that's key. You don't have too many channels doing what you're doing, brother.
You don't.
You don't have too many influencers doing what you're doing. And I heard that you're also a book writer. You don't have too much of that in this space. So to me, man, you're legendary.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
And look, bro. I don't think you get as much, recognition that you should be getting, because you don't have too many influencers teaching, like literally have classes and teaching them what to do, how to do things. And to me, that's unique and that's special, man. And I'm telling you, man, hang in there, keep doing what you're doing. I promise you, in the next bull cycle, your name is going to be everywhere, brother.
Hey, I appreciate that, bro. For real, man. For real.
Hey, man, all we got is people drinking coffee and looking at the chart and saying it's up, it is down.
When I came in the game, I didn't do technical analysis at first. I was just kind of doing more of the news updates. And once I realized no one was doing it, I'm like, I kind of once I found out, not too many people understood technical analysis, because I came from stocks where, most people I talk to, they do some form of fundamental analysis, technical analysis, but when I came over here, it was just ape season. I'm like, whoa, guys, hold on. We got to, because I seen a lot of people buying the tops of project. And I'm like, well, why didn't you wait for the pullback? And it was like, they're like, what pullback? Like, you didn't know there's always going to be a pullback. And so it's like, okay, y'all need to be educated. So, and I did too when I first came in the game, so I understood where they were, so my goal is to kind of, break, in these books, they make a lot of the strategies and things seem so complex. So to be able to just break it down, like, look, y'all, this is what this means. When you see this type of candle at the bottom of a downtrend, it's likely to be a reversal, y'all. Like, we don't have to make everything, a piercing candle, piercing light, a bullish harami, bearish harami, all these different technical terms, instead of just being able to show somebody like, look, this is a bearish setup right here. And this is why, look at this indicator, and kind of, giving them, it's like driving a car. Imagine driving a car without your speedometer, without knowing how much gas you got in the car, without knowing anything. It's kind of dangerous. So it was like, let's get everybody educated, and we see the benefits. People are a ton of people made 6 figures rocking with me, and we also got a few people that made 7 figures. My one of my highest students, he didn't want to show it to everybody, but one of I'll say close to that 10 million mark, but one of ones that was willing to show his portfolio openly and everything, he was over 3 million, from following this information. So, it's very powerful, once you get in the game. And I can see a few of y'all in the comments right now saying it. Also, Major Payne, I see you right there. He's one of the ones, saying he took he got the education and made, I think, over 6 figures as well.
Man, beautiful.
See Pablo, you see Pablo? I respect individuals like December DeMarco in this space. right? We
We
need
need it.
more.
More like him. We need
Yes,
more
we
like him.
do. We do. We
Yeah.
need more like this young man right here, man. So I respect him a whole lot just because of that. Because see, he can actually show his worth, right? He's not leading these investors into a burning house. You know, he actually
Oh
has
man,
done the work.
oh man.
Uh,
Think
you
about that.
know,
Think about that. Like,
made the significant, capital, right? Trading stocks, trading crypto, so he can actually teach by, he can actually teach and at the same time lead by example because he's done it, and that's what we need more in this space. So we need more guys like you and Pablo.
For sure, for sure. And a lot of people, we when I first was coming in, it was running rampant of people dumping on their audience, because the audience
Yes.
didn't understand the chart. So if they don't understand the chart, you could just tell them right when you get in, like, hey guys, I can't do that to my audience. They know technical analysis. They're like, oh, we know where you're getting in at. We know what indicators you're following. We know what setups you're looking for to be able to, get in. And I like to share that information because it really makes everybody better. And that's what it's really about. Like, once you reach a certain, level financially and you're good, it's like, unless you're just a greedy person, but it's more about the value you can provide, and more money than you even think it will come back to you. You know what I'm saying? So just put good out there, good will come back. But we got some people in the comments. I want y'all both to pick somebody that you've seen, that you have seen in the stream.
I saw one earlier. The guy was asking if he can buy Volt on MetaMask, and the answer is yes, you can. You can use MetaMask to get Volt.
Nice.
Just make sure it's Volt V2. Don't buy V1. Make sure it's V2.
So keep that in mind, guys. There is a V2, so you definitely want to check for the little V2. Do your due diligence. Don't make that mistake by just being so fast to just click. Read first and then get in. But I want to try to find a couple winners for this giveaway. We're doing $1,000 giveaway, so I think let's each scroll through and possibly find a really voltage comment or something that really beneficial or positive that they added to the stream, and we'll try to get those individuals to reach out to send their Twitter information, and we'll try to get them in for the giveaway. We're going to pick 3 winners.
Sounds awesome, man.
Yeah. Somebody's asking about a merge with Shiva Swap. In fact, Volt's already on Shiva Swap.
Yeah.
It's been in Shiva Swap since the 3rd week after it launched. Probably the 1st week. I don't even remember. It was like
I think a week and a half.
Yeah, it was pretty quick, man. Yeah. I can't remember it. A lot of stuff happens all the time, so you keep trying. You lose track of everything. But yeah, it's already on Shiva Swap.
Okay. Well, I see one person here that's always supportive of Volt. A ton of Volt in the stream up, and I'll pick my first winner. I don't know if y'all see a name that maybe y'all are familiar with, and this is the benefit. This is like, take a moment, y'all. This is why it's important to constantly pull up, to engage, so we can get familiar with some of y'all and know that you really support, because you might get a little favoritism during some times like this. But I see Crypto Chick in the building, so I'm gonna pick her as my first winner.
Oh yeah,
she's always voting everything. So we're gonna basically just take this $1,000, divide it by 3, and we'll each pick a winner. So I got Crypto Chick. If y'all see somebody that's always extremely,
she's gonna give it away too.
Woo!
Because she's a big investor. She's gonna give it away. We know Crypto Chick.
Okay. Well, look, there you go. Crypto Chick, DM me. I'm gonna make sure you get together.
Oh, can I pick the second person?
Yep.
Can I pick the second person?
Baby.
I wanna pick G Vasa, because
I was gonna pick him, but yeah, go ahead.
Too bad I picked him first. He is literally everywhere on every live stream. It doesn't matter who's talking about Volt, he's there, and he's been following my channel for literally like since I started my channel. So I see him all the time, and just wanted to pick him out.
All right, I would like to pick Richard Crypto.
Oh,
that's
beautiful.
the man with the plan. He's everywhere, and he is part of the reason why our merge. Excuse me. I mean, like our. I lost a frame of thought just now.
Migration.
Yeah, he's part of the reason why our migration went swell.
Yep.
Right, because he was part of the team that actually created 90% of the tutorial videos showing people how to migrate their tokens over. So Richard Crypto, that's the man. That's my pick.
Okay, congratulations to those 3 winners. And just to hold true to the original Twitter post that I put, I said the best question that basically was dropped, I'll pick them as a winner too. So I'm gonna add an extra person to this giveaway. I'll look for the comment that one of the comments that we asked as we were going through. I liked the comments that I was actually asking you guys, and I'll pick one of those ones, and I'll add you to the giveaway as well. So definitely appreciate everybody's support, man. Salute. Shout out to you gentlemen for joining me, man. It's actually, I'm chilling right now, so it's pretty cool to be here with y'all,
Yeah.
But I know we get to that 2-hour mark, so I don't know if I'm holding anybody too long,
This is average for us.
Yeah, that's average 2 hours.
It's like we always go live for a minimum of 2 hours, it seems like, you know what I mean? It's like there's so much to talk about, it never ends. It goes on forever.
It really doesn't.
There is a guy that asked earlier. I saw him ask a question. I wanted to point it out. He asked, why do most wallets hold less than the 2%? And the answer to that is simple. The tokens are well distributed amongst holders. Yep. That's that simple. So that's actually a very good thing. You want to see that in crypto. You don't want to see one guy holding 20, 30%, 10% plus. So all these wallets under 2% is it's a very, very healthy, distribution of the tokens.
You want to see that, guys. Yeah, you want to see that. You don't want to see a token holding, or one individual wallet, holding 10, 20%. That once they dump, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
So I want to say shout out to Crypto Chick saying December. I appreciate you picking. I like to pay it forward. Okay, definitely. So you're gonna have to get in contact. You can message me, send me your wallet address. I'll get it to Vatoshi. If you are the winner from Pablo and Power, just DM them with your wallet address. They'll get it to Vatoshi, and y'all will get y'all funds, man. So I want to say salute to everybody for rocking with us. Again, if you're one of those winners, DM the wallet address, and we'll get that over to Vatoshi. And I just want to say appreciate everybody for rocking with us, man. This was a lit stream. We definitely will have to do this more often. I might, if y'all, if y'all up for it, I might have to try to get y'all on, at least every other week or once a week or something.
That's cool, bro.
Hey, we're here with you, brother. You name it, we'll be there.
Okay, and I appreciate you helping me get the StreamYard set up and everything too, bro.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope, man.
Yeah. It's a cool feature to have. It's a cool feature to have, especially when you have guests like this. I mean, you can have 5-6 guests at once.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, definitely. I'm thinking about also getting it to the point where allowing some community members to come in and have some words. Also, possibly getting a call in line. Letting people really call in and give their opinion and things like that. So we're about to turn up over here. So if y'all in the stream, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you got those notifications on. Also, turn on the bell so that you don't miss out. Also, make sure you follow these 2 gentlemen as well. After the stream, I'll put their info in the comments. Matter of fact, I could drop y'all info now, but I'll also add it to the description section after the stream. But let me drop it now real quick.
And if you haven't subscribed to December DeMarco's YouTube channel, please do so. Please do so. Vote Army. He is one of our ambassadors. So if you haven't subscribed to his YouTube channel, subscribe. And also go and follow him on Twitter ASAP. As soon as possible.
And make sure you guys DM us on Twitter. Make sure you DM us on Twitter, so we can with your wallet address.
That's right.
Yeah, appreciate that, bro, for sure. Right now I got Pablo's info on the screen. Make sure y'all tap in with him. Go give him a follow. Also, he has a YouTube channel. Go tap in with that as well. Get that bell notification lit up. Make sure you're subscribed. Also, I'm about to drop Power's info right now. I'm not sure if you got a channel. Do you, bro?
No, I don't have a channel. All I have is a Twitter.
Okay. Well, you might have to get in the game, man.
Yeah, man. I'm like on the sidelines.
Okay. I feel it. Some people are like that. But I dropped the Twitter right there. So make sure y'all give him a follow. Show some love to the Volt Army. Some of us out here on the front lines. I know y'all out there.
Find me in the Telegram, though. Find me in the Telegram. I'm always in the Telegram.
Okay.
Teaching and motivating a lot of the new investors when they come in to keep them comfortable.
So make sure y'all pull up, man. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for everyone pulling up. If y'all got anything y'all want to add, I want to give y'all a chance to, do an outro, letting everybody know, any final thoughts on Volt or the community or anything that's coming that you want to keep them, informed about. Right now, you got the floor.
Sounds good, brother.
Pablo, and I'll go after you.
Sorry, say again.
Yeah, you want to give any final thoughts, Pablo, and I'll go after you.
Well, you like DeMarco always said through the whole stream, obviously do your own research. Go to the Telegram, get to know the community. Go see why Volt has a 24/7 open voice chat since it launched. It has never been closed. 6 months.
That's wild.
24/7. No other token has ever done that ever. 24/7. You got people with support, will answer questions, will help you with setting up a wallet, setting up a ledger. I mean, whatever you need, we have the support for that. You know what I mean? So take advantage of that. Go follow the Volt Inu official Twitter page and see how active Voltoshi is. See his 20 freaking tweets a day, 30 tweets a day that he does with all the news, all the updates, everything that's happening every single day. So just do your own research and take advantage of it. And come join the Volt Army. It'll be fun.
I would like to say that we have to begin to take advantage of great projects. All right. Projects like Volt, projects like Shiba, projects like Doge, Polygon, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, projects like that. They don't come that often. So when you see a project like this, and you're able to get in it early, get in it early. Because I'm telling you, I'm serious, man, because, I wish that I got into Shiba early. I wish I got into Polygon early, before it exploded. And now it's a blue chip project, meaning that all the investors that got in early are set for the rest of their lives. It doesn't even matter if Polygon drops down to 3.5 billion. They're still set for the rest of their lives because they got in the project early. So they're set. I mean, those guys are sitting on millions upon millions of dollars. So the key to gaining wealth in the stock market and in the crypto market is getting in early before the mass adoption. Guys, that's my advice to you. Take it from experience. Get in projects like this one early. I'm telling you, you're going to benefit from it. I'm out, man. That's it.
Okay, appreciate that. Those closing statements, y'all. I just want to wrap it up with one more thing. This is a nice little sloppy cup and handle we're forming on a 4-hour chart like this. And when we see this,
it's about to run. It's about to explode.
So what you can do to measure that cup and handle, so you get the support, which is obviously here at the bottom. The cup is the top of the cup is the resistance point between these 2 points here. This is like a cup here, and it has a pullback where it finds support. And, that handle area is right in this range. So we're waiting to, we can get something exciting here. And just to give y'all an idea of what could potentially happen here. Now, this is not financial advice. This is not guaranteed. A number of things can, affect this, but you can measure from the bottom of the cup to the opening or the top of the cup, and that should give you the breakout. And right now we're seeing somewhere it's looking like around that 17-ish range in the near future. So keep that in mind.
You hit it on the money, bro. You hit it on the money. You hit it on the money now.
and this is live technical analysis, you know what I'm saying? So I just, looked at it right now and just wanted to leave y'all with that. So technical analysis can be very important. Reach out to me, tap in if y'all are interested in getting any of the courses, DecemberDeMarco@gmail.com. Appreciate everybody for pulling up, and we are out. So thank y'all again. We are officially out. I think I just got to hit end broadcast right now, and we're out of here. So, okay, y'all. I appreciate y'all, and we out.